This was already read to you. The witness, I told them I thought there was a warrant still outstanding for it. The court. What were you told? The witness. They said they'd look into it and it would be taken care of. That's the question and answer you gave in 2008, correct?
Correct.
And then...
Judge, is there a question?
He's trying to clarify what you crossed on. He
Okay.
can get into that.
I don't have any problem with him getting into it. I just think we should ask Mr. Tarica questions.
I did ask him a question. He gave an answer.
Let's.
I only read from the transcript when he gave a
Question
different...
is allowable. You got into it
I don't have any problem
very
with,
deeply.
I don't have any problem with
So
the question.
don't object to what he's trying to do with this witness.
May I continue?
Go ahead, Mr. Jones.
The question was posed, witness. They said they'd look into it and it would be taken care of. Mr. Elby, thank you, Judge. Question, have you been told that it had been taken care of? Answer, no. Question, but that's your understanding. Answer, sir, I don't know. So when you were asked about it back then, you didn't know either, did you?
That's correct.
So your testimony then is consistent with your testimony now.
That's correct. I still don't know the disposition.
Now, let's talk about this harassment citation that you received from Sergeant Hunter. Did you ever harass Julie Jensen?
Absolutely not. I loved her.
This letter that you sent to her, it had your return address in the upper left-hand corner, correct?
Correct.
And it contained a Christmas card.
Correct.
And that wasn't harassing, was it?
No.
And then it contained, an article about a sleeping cat feels the nudge of reality. I don't know why you sent that, but that was in there. And that wasn't harassment, was it?
No.
And then there was some cartoons that you added, Ziggy cartoons. And then another article, Where Do Nice Guys and Gals Really Finish? That was included in there, correct?
Yes.
None of that was harassing, was it?
I didn't believe so. No.
And this entire letter that you sent to her, which starts out, Dearest Julie, that wasn't harassment either, was it?
No.
Which is why you never, ever entered a plea of guilty or no contest to a charge of harassment that was issued against you by Officer Hunter.
That is absolutely correct.
Because you didn't harass Julie Jensen.
That is absolutely correct.
And after Julie Jensen told you that she was breaking off the relationship, you never had any further contact with Julie besides this letter. Is that true?
That is absolutely correct. I respected her.
You never sent any letters to her besides this one?
None.
You never left any penis photos around her house or around her husband's place of business?
No.
Judge, I didn't go into that on cross.
You questioned him that maybe he was back in Illinois for periods of time, so this is all allowable. All your inferences that you said to him. So go ahead, Mr. Jamboys.
You never made any harassing or hang-up phone calls to Julie Jensen or Mark Jensen?
Absolutely not.
No further questions.
Cross.
Thank you. Ms. Jensen asked you not to come.
Well, I hope we get to the bottom of who's been sending the penis photos, because that is still quite the conundrum in this case. Mark Jensen's former wife, prosecution says he killed her, made her the former wife, dated this guy, and then this was back in the the early 90s. So Bob Hille is here, Katherine Lizardo. Katherine, they didn't really have stalking back then. I don't think it was codified in statutes then, so it was just a kind of more broad harassment. And he either got off with nothing or maybe a traffic ticket, some sort of slap on the wrist. How do you think the rehab's going here? This is the prosecution trying to fix their witness.
It's a double-edged sword because it doesn't seem to be working well when his question is that's not harassment, right? Sending the letters, the cards, and some articles that I have no idea why they were sent. Even the state mentioned that. I don't even know why you sent that. But when they asked him, that's not harassment, right? And he says, no. Is that really his take that matters? It's what Julie felt would have been harassment. So that misconstrues that, even though they're trying to rehabilitate him.
Yeah, they might also be looking for an inappropriate legal opinion. He shouldn't be able to answer what is legally harassment or not. Bob, what do you think? Did the rehab work? Is it working?
Not yet, in my opinion. State's purpose with this witness was to establish what the wife said about the defendant. This tape recording is part of that. And, the wife said that she was unhappy, and the witness, of course, he was getting a divorce. Well, the cross, I think, effectively is displaying that there's, a lot of discrepancies here, the dodging, that they're trying to say, you can't believe anything this adulterer says, and you shouldn't. And sort of embedded in that, in the cross, I think, is why didn't he kill her then if he knew about this that happened? Why did he wait till later on? What was the trigger then? So, and of course that gets into the other relationship. But I think that, the rehabilitation attempt on redirect hasn't really addressed that yet.
And as usual, it's been all fireworks in the courtroom just between the attorneys and the judge. He seems to be a little more even-handed in who he's scolding. But the jury, I guess they're entertained. I'm not sure it's appropriate.